Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Cackle, and welcome to my podcast where I'll be conceptualizing an MMORPG. Now, as this project develops, I will explain the concept choices I have made via weekly topics. This should help keep the podcast a little bit spicy and fun for all types of viewers, from developers and theory crafters to gamers who all have their own ideas of what makes a great game. So, why am I doing this podcast? Well, with no intriguing game to play right now, I decided to do this as a hobby, taking my ideas of what would make a great MMORPG and actually start designing it. I think a lot of us in our own minds have our dream MMORPG game there, and I wanted to challenge myself and take that dream to the next level. As this part-time hobby went on, I started to realize what an amazing amount of thought and preparation goes into even start a game. I opened up a really huge can of worms. So I figured it would be cool, to share my experience with others as I did this. It would be fun to debate and interact with them. Perhaps we can open many doors and also teach others something I find missing in games today. And that's how to develop fun. I think we can share concepts that will start shaping into a direction that focuses more on the bigger picture of what MMORPGs were supposed to be, which were massive immersive worlds, and not these single-player games with multiplayer aspects that games have become. I think many developers aren't looking at the true playability of their games. I think some studios even take the wrong approach right from the start and believe they are building their games backwards, making these worlds and then just filling them in instead of having the main guts before you even proceed. In games today, it appears the fun being had is the time spent learning the game. This is a concept I call short-term fun, and I'm sure you experienced it. Once you get the hang of what's going on in a game, you then start to realize the game is missing that special something, and it becomes harder to boot up. I've had that feeling a lot in the last several years, so much that I started to analyze what that special something was. I determined it was mostly the linear design of combat systems, which leads to another concept I coined I'll talk about down the road, and that's called bad linear design. I believe there's good linear design and there's bad linear design. And it made the game just seem like one continuous repetitive task. Combat, that is, with a lack of game goals, and that is what stripped the fun from the games. It's what made the games boring. It made them feel like work. For a while, over the last couple of years, as a gamer, I became a hater. I went on the gaming forums. I was complaining about this game and bickering about that feature, whatever. Mostly about how developers are missing the requirements to make a game fun. I grasped the feeling of what game features were missing, and I decided I no longer want to be the complainer. I now believe I have all the clues of what creates fun and decided to take it to the next level. At the very worst, I can try to help others in how to make games more fun by theory crafting and how to approach game design. I think an MMO game should be bigger than an individual when developed. By that I mean less solo player minded. I believe an MMORPG should not focus on the characters being the focal point of the story and lore. I believe the world should be the focus, that the individuals are the ones being a part and shaping it. I believe these hero class, player-centric designs are poor because it puts every single player of that class in the same shoes, which makes you feel, not so special. You're not unique. Therefore, you're not going to get so attached to your character. And that leads to the creation of a linear path that caters only to the ease of development. It does nothing for the gameplay. This is probably why MMORPGs are feeling like single-player games, setting the player as a sole hero, and no individuality takes place, as everyone has been through the same storyline. Then they add cookie-cutter elements to make it appear massive. I think we know by now this approach is failing. I will continue to preach. I have a pretty good clue what fun is. I'm going to spend a lot of time offering this knowledge to those willing to listen. So get ready to have fun watching me conceptualize my game, which I am giving the title, the code name of Cackle. So, okay, I am new to podcasting. Please give me some feedback on how long or short these these podcasts should be. I will try to adhere to that, and there is no framework for how to run this sort of project. I'm doing this all on a whim, so don't expect too much professionalism here, is what I'm saying. In the upcoming podcast video, I will be talking about the start of the project, which is the game summarization. This will give you all the goodies of what the game I am creating will be about and what game activities are to be expected. So hopefully some of you guys are interested. If so, please subscribe. Again, this podcast is for those interested in MMORPG concepts, seeing how a game and its choices get made, discussing and debating weekly concept topics as I move forward to the end goal of creating what is an incredible and fun, massive multiplayer game. Thanks for watching. I am Mike, and you've been watching my project codenamed Cackle. We'll see you next time.
Hey, what? Where are you going? Get the fuck out of here. Later on, dude.